first off, I'm just proud of our kids' effort, number one. You know, how hard they played. That's more like it there. And, we had to make some makeshift lineups. We didn't have a chance to work with playing small. We didn't know Sid wasn't going to play basically until game time. He wasn't able to go, and basically he's just sick. So, wasn't no suspension, wasn't any of that kind of stuff now. So he was sick, but it was after shoot around before we figured that out. So we had to play small a bunch. We played small against our bigs, and basically the first half we won that war for sure playing small. But most importantly, I was proud of our effort that we shared the basketball. And you look at one area up there, you look at those backboards. I mean, South Alabama's an athletic team in a lot of spots, and we have two guys going to get 13 offensive rebounds between them, Arnett and Wendell. That's a huge stat. Having DeVille back, even though he's still not DeVille, but he changes the game still. Just being able to be involved in that rotation some helps so much. And the pressure on the basketball. His pressure on that basketball disrupts everything behind it. So just getting him by, getting the flow was a plus today. And South Alabama, for years, have a very good basketball team. They got a lot of good athletes and a lot of good pieces, and Ronnie does a great job with them.
Well, the offense flowed today, Rick, and the South Alabama coach made the observation he thought y'all were a little smoother without having to sit out there.
Well, I don't know what the reasons were, but we did share the basketball. We moved the basketball. We were quicker. Naturally, you're quicker when you're small. We're quicker. And you look at one stat, you have 13 assists and 6 turnovers. That's kind of the way we've been basically all summer and fall. That's why that stat tonight was a bad stat we had coming in here. But hey, you know, I think we had 1 turnover at halftime.
Did Moultrie, struggle in that last game, and he was talking about just finishing. You saw that a lot tonight. What was he like in practice leading up to this game?
You know, those kind of guys are the same way every day, every possession. And when you get a guy that can play, he practices the same way, he focuses the same way. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. The other night, like I say, give that old boy some credit from Akron. The guy disrupts a lot of shots. Like I said, we've had one of those guys back there before. We know what he does. But again, at that the other night, Arnett still had 15 rebounds. It didn't affect how he plays, and that's a good thing. He wasn't affected by making baskets. Well, tonight he made baskets and still rebounded the basketball. 28 and 13 and 7 of those offensive rebounds.
How do you try and maybe put sit back in the shuffle when you see something like this where you have a great offensive output, you got to move the ball up and down the floor?
We just got to figure it out. So see where it all is. Just got to get better. Just got to get better doing the things when he's out there when we're bigger. We have to become better when people are out there as a bigger team.
The first set that you guys had to start the game went inside to Arnett. Did you
When was that second half?
No, the first set.
First set, yes.
Did you come out necessarily with the intent to get him more involved or to get him off to a good start?
Yes. I mean, no one was more get him off to a good start. Just we knew offensively he was our go-to guy, and he's a post guy now. And he's got a 4 guy on him, which he did. Louise are sometimes, to get him in there. We went to him early. I think he scored the first. Got to him off the bat, didn't we? I hope he scored or not, but got it to him.
Rick, can you evaluate Dee's job when you switched him over to the 2? I mean, I thought he did a little bit better job than the other night.
Well, just remember, just worn out. He's been wore out. Wednesday night, wore out. 3 games in a row. Chased that point guard around from East Kentucky for 37 minutes. Defensive. I mean, all night long. Chased that cat around from Akron. 37 minutes, all night. Hey, that takes your legs from him. You look at his shooting, he was 2 for 9. Get him off the basketball defensively. You don't want to ever say this, but you can rest him. When you get that ball coming up your throat every time, with that screen, you got to guard. Just having DeVille out there for some minutes now. Hey, 19 minutes. He's still not no rhythm yet. He don't have a feel, kinds of things what we're executing yet. And I'm sure his legs are not back because that's really the first time in 10 days we haven't practiced as hard as that game was because everything's been in between. So it's his first time to really get gassed a little bit out there. Again, he just gives us a lot of versatility where we'll do that. get our rhythm back with D's playing like that too.
You mentioned in your opening comment that you were pleased with the effort. Did you use that as a teaching point in the practice days leading up to today's game?
We try to use it every day, but it's very obvious it's easy after Wednesday night. And again, I don't ever use, y'all know I'll never do that. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. We'll never use lack of effort because of fatigue. Now, do I know it had something to do with it the other night? I do. I mean, like I said, and the reason I know say that because I know my team. I haven't had lack of effort from my team. None this summer, none this fall in practice. So the other night, it wasn't that they weren't trying to go. There was some fatigue there for some guys. But naturally, that's the thing you got to coach still. That, hey, we didn't play as hard as we got to play. Now, that's the number one thing. You know, I don't care about a lot of things, but that's one thing everybody's in control of. You're not in control of throwing it away. You're not in control of making and missing a shot. But you're in control of how hard you play. And that was basically what I talked about today. Don't worry about anything else.
Did that surprise you how good that smaller lineup worked, or was that something you thought you could do maybe 15, 20 minutes a game this year?
Well, you know, it's something we know we have there. We haven't worked a lot with it yet. I know it's been there. I know it's laying there. I know it's something that you know, it's got some versatility to it. And, you know, we just haven't, and it's been these games coming, these 3 week played, or 4 now since last Friday, isn't it? Is that right? Is that 4 games in 8 days? You don't have time to work on that. We know it's laying there though. We know it's something that's pretty good. Something gives us some flexibility and some versatility.
What do you think Ruckless Johnson did?
You know, Rock getting him in there for the first time. You know, Rock's going to fight. He didn't play a lot, did he? 5 minutes, but you know, hey, he needs some more game time. He needs some. I know it's about Rock. He's a guy, once he figures out what's going on, he's going to give you everything he's got. And once we can get him in there enough, we need some games, we can get him in there and let him play through some stuff. Rock will really down that basketball and he'll fight you. We've seen how this summer.
You mentioned Bernardo being sick in addition to the groin injury.
Is that injury? What's that now?
Sick in addition to the groin injury.
Well, that's what I'm calling sick, whatever way you want to call it there. It's all the same to me. Can't go. But you know, like I say, I wish we'd had a little more advance on it, knowing where it's at. You know, basically, you know, it's after shoot around we figure out, or right at the end of shoot around that you can't go. It just didn't give us much preparation. But again, that's why I'm proud of my guys. They made adjustments and played hard.
You expect them to be ready Thursday for the A&M game?
We'll see. We'll see.
How impressed are you with the consistency of the play of Ronnie Hood just a freshman?
Yeah, she never gets the game, never speeds it up, and very calm. His mind's beyond his years from a standpoint as a freshman. You know, keep hearing me say this. The only thing Rodney needs are things only time will cure. That's only experience. Experience is going to help him get stronger. He's going to understand the physicalness of this game more. You know, getting stronger is going to help him defend that basketball better. Only time is going to heal that. The other part of his game, the feel for the game, the ability to pass it, the ability to shoot it, the ability to mid-range game it, the ability to get the hole. Those are things somebody just can't teach. He's got those things. Like I said, his mind is something that's beyond young guys, freshman's years.
Rick, when's the last time you had a freshman that was serious basketball class?
Got me, Rick. Been a long time too, buddy. I don't know.
I remember Jeff Long.
That's before my time. You know, I don't know if I've had one.